So at the beginning of the last episode, you and Jacklar raced your horses that y'all had just got. And then when y'all made your way back to the town, you gave the hay to Uther, and then he put Adder to work on putting the scarecrows up, I believe. And then in the middle of town, there was a bunch of weasels attacking somebody, and they killed Nadia. But you guys and the priest guy Quinn fought them off, and then you went and checked out all the scarecrows. You met a guy named Marklin, I believe his name was, and you realized he was friends with Avalon, the guy who died from the spider attack on the way here. The dude gave you the book of enemies is what we'll call it. It's basically just a journal to mark out every type of monster or bad guy you fight. And he said every 25 entries, he'll give you something cool for it. And you also met his daughter, and she tried to get you to eat out her basket, and you said no, and she went off sad. I think that's probably about the gist of it.
So, where am I at right now? What am I supposed to do?
Okay, so right now you're just kind of in the center of the town. There's not too much going on. I don't remember what time of the day it was when we last left off. We'll go ahead and call it 5:30, 6 o'clock. And I believe Jacklar is still at the Corn Inn. So, option-wise of what you can do, you pretty much could talk to people and figure out some different stuff, or maybe when you talk to Jacklar, he's got some stuff going on.
Alright, well, I guess I need a little bit of DM's guidance here. I guess I'll go see Jacklar.
Alright, so you make your way up to the Corn Inn, and as you walk in, Jacklar's there once again, talking with Naguk. They're just making some small chat, and then Jacklar sees you walk in. Well, hello, Oromis. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. I was coming by to see what you were doing.
I'm just having a good old conversation with Naguk here. He actually said Uthor was in here not too long ago, saying that Leppy was looking for you and I.
Leppy?
Yeah, Leppy. Squirrel teeth guy. He lives in the carrot.
Oh yeah, that guy. Well, I guess we can go see Leppy if you'd like.
Yes, I'd say so. Let me just reach over and grab one of these mints real quick. And he bends over right in front of Naguk and pulls one out the bowl. And Naguk is kind of eyeing him real hard, but he doesn't say anything. And then Jacklar starts walking for the door kind of hastily.
I want one of those mints.
Naguk kind of pushes the bowl over and he says, "Have at it."
Well, I'll take one of those mints and eat it.
Mm-hmm. And as Jacklar's walking out the door, he pops his mint in his mouth.
Well, alright, Jacklar, I guess we're off to go see Leppy.
Mm-hmm. So y'all walk that way for a few minutes until y'all get to the carrot building. And as you're walking up, Leppy's stepping outside. And he says, "Oromis, Jacklar, I've been waiting on you."
What's up, Leppy?
Well, I wasn't really sure who to tell, so I figured you guys would be the best to say so. Berlin, I saw him when he got back from his hunt the other day. I swear I could see a hand sticking out the side of his spoils cart, like a human hand.
A human hand, you say?
I could swear it. I think something's going on there.
You think we should go investigate, Jacklar?
Well, where is he now? Oh, he's out on a hunt right now. Oromis, do you think we should go see if we could find anything suspicious at his home?
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Okay, let's do that then. Let me know what you guys find.
Well, I'm sure we'll find something.
So, you guys make your way outside the orange, and you'd been here one time before when you were searching for the who killed Jazid. And Berlin was the guy who kind of told you, oh yeah, that's a rabbit's cut. And you make your way out onto the outside of this orange, and there's all kinds of rocks like scattered around the outline of the house, almost like a little pattern.
So there's rocks scattered around his house in a pattern?
Yeah, but kind of like a decorative pattern almost, for the most part. Like how people take rocks and they build like fire pits and stuff with them around where they're burning. It's pretty much just a circle rock wall around the orange.
So I can just step over it, or?
Yeah. It's like a decorative thing. It's not very tall. It's just like a little foot tall barrier around it. Nothing serious.
Okay. I figure since it was a hunter's home, I think the pattern was like some rocks on the ground and like a way around the traps. But
yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll walk up to the front door and knock, see if someone's home.
Alright, you're answered back with silence.
Is the door locked?
If you reach to try it, the door does not turn.
Are there any windows?
Yeah, to the right side of the door, there's one window. It's like a glass pane, and there's a curtain behind it that's black, so you can't see it inside. But that's the only window on this side of the building.
I want to knock again to see if someone comes to the door.
Alright, and after a few seconds, there's still no sound back.
Alright, well, I will proceed to the window. And I want to try and lift it open.
Alright. As you go to lift it, it doesn't budge. Something seems to be holding it in place.
Is there a back door to this building?
If you walk around and give me a perception roll.
D20 perception check, right?
Yep, and I believe you get a +2 to that, maybe.
I rolled a 18 +2.
Oh, so you got actually you get a +4, so you get 24.
22.
Oh yeah. You're right. As you walk along the side, you do not see any door, but you can see like a dried red pattern or streak on the very bottom of the back of the house. Like so, on the orange rind at the very bottom near the ground, there's like a dried red streak.
You said a dried red streak on the orange?
Yeah.
I like to push my hand on it, see what it feels like.
When you touch it, you can kind of see like parts of the red streak rub away, but it just feels like something sticky that dried. You can't really tell. It's like you could literally scratch it away like a lotto ticket, probably.
Well, I'll try and rub it away, see what it does.
Alright. When you rub it, it rubs right off.
So there's not a doorway right here, is there?
Not from what you're seeing.
I kick it.
You kick it? Alright, give me a strength check.
So I get a +0 to that. 13.
13. You kick it pretty hard, and since it's orange, it leaves like a definite clear imprint of your foot on the orange rind, but it doesn't break through or anything.
Jacklar, this spot looks suspicious. What do you think, bud?
Jacklar bends down and he takes a look at it, and he looks at the rubbed away stuff that you did, and he's gonna make a check right now. He's making an investigation check. He rolled a 5 and he gets a +4, so that's a 9. He rubs it in his fingers a little bit. The substance looks really familiar, but I can't tell what it is. Can you? And he sticks his hand over towards you.
So I'll roll an investigation check.
Alright, and what do you get on that? Probably a +4 or +2? A +4. Right on.
Well, that was a nat 20.
Oh, hell yeah. As soon as you look at it this time, nice and up close, you're like, oh, that's dried blood.
Oh, Lord. Why do you think there's dried blood on this dude's orange?
Jeklar scratches his chin as he sits up. Well, it's hard to say it's suspicious. If he's a hunter and he brings home, his spoils from the day, it's not uncommon to think that blood could be here.
True. Well, if he has a body around here, it's possible. Look at the dirt. Is there anything looking like it's dug up?
Roll. Oh, well, are you asking Jeklar to look?
Well, I guess we can both look.
Alright. Let's see. Perception. Jeklar gets a plus.
I rolled an 8.
Alright, so you get a 12. Jeklar looks around and he's kind of sticking his hands out like the John Travolta meme. I don't know if you know that one. And you do see a little bit more, like a spot that's got of dirt that's darker than the spot around it, but it's not like wet. You can just see something's dried on top of the dirt, different than the rest.
So it looks kind of like a burn spot on the ground?
I'd say it looks like, since you've already determined that the other stuff was blood, I'd say to you can tell this is blood that's dried up on the ground as well. But it's been there a minute.
Alright, so there's nothing really strange about his dirt. Nothing looks like it was buried. The house has no back door. The windows is locked. And the front door is locked.
Do you feel like we should break in, Oromis?
Oh? Fuck it, let's break in.
The way I rationalize it is, perhaps we could potentially be saving a life. I like to view it that way rather than thinking we're just breaking into a man's home while he's gone.
I ain't gonna lie, I've always wanted to do a B&E.
Well, today's the day.
Alright, let's break through the window. Seems like the easiest way. Where do you want to kick his door in?
Well, I feel in case we are on the wrong side, perhaps we should do it in a way that is a little inconspicuous. At least a little more than kicking the window in or the door.
You want to cut a door in the back of the house?
Oh.
I mean, it's an orange.
I don't know, Oromis. We can try, but I can barely cut one myself with a knife like a normal orange. Imagine how thick these walls must be.
You think they're thicker than the length of a longsword?
I guess we can find out. What do we do about the exposed hole, though? You think we could just stuff the rind back on?
Maybe. Screw it. Let's just throw a rock through the window.
Well, he has provided us lots of rocks. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Alright. Yeah, both reach down and grab a rock. And I'm assuming you're going to chunk it in the window, right?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm going to roll for it. I'm going to just roll like a general, strength check, I guess.
Alright.
Jeklar got an 8. I believe he might get a +1 to that. He does, so.
I rolled a 16.
Alright. Jeklar's puts a tiny little hole through the bottom right of the window, and then right behind yours just hits right in the center, and the whole window pane shatters, glass flying everywhere inside.
That was awesome. Does he have another window?
No, that was the only window.
Alright, well, let's try and climb through the window.
Alright. You make your way into the window, and you're hit with the smell of, paper. Real strong paper. And Jeklar quickly hops in behind you. And as your vision kind of starts to clear from behind this black curtain that was at the window. So on the back wall is a whole row of bookshelves, and on these bookshelves you can see books, rocks, and then like in the center of the room is this big table, and there's a knife stabbed onto it, and it's covered in blood. And you can see on the wall he's got like deer heads and elk heads, and even in one corner there's a wolf head. But these rocks and books are scattered all out the room. Like there's books open all over the place. There's rocks just sitting in the randomest place. Like as soon as you come in this window, like sitting right beside the front door, and just in the middle of the floor, there's a pile of rocks.
Alright, well, in the middle of the floor there's a pile of rocks, there's a whole bunch of books open. I'm gonna kick the pile of rocks.
Alright, the rocks just go flying around the room.
Okay, nothing suspicious about the rocks. I want to glance at the books that are left open, like see what kind of reading material he's got.
Alright, roll me a perception. Well, yeah, just roll me a perception, that's fine.
15.
Alright, the two books that really catch your eyes, one is talking about like tracking and trapping, just different like ways to do it, best steps to take, cover your scent and things like that. And then the other one is talking about the rocks of Volkrum, just like what's the word I'm looking for? Remarkable rocks around the world, basically.
So pretty much like a rock collector's book.
Yeah, I would say so. Jeklar starts looking around. This place is a bit... not very much what I expected, but I'm not currently seeing anything suspicious. Minus the glass all over the floor. With the rocks.
Do you see any doors to a basement or anything, or?
I'll give it another look.
Is there any rugs on the floor?
No rugs. I'd say for the most part the floor is wooden.
And there's no upstairs, right?
Nah.
Okay,
Jeklar rolled for perception, and he doesn't see anything out of the ordinary. Aside from what y'all already see.
Alright, well, I want to see if I can look for a trapdoor.
Alright. Give me 2 perception rolls. The first one for me, and then the second one to look for your trapdoor.
Alright. 10.
So that's 14.
Alright.
Well, before you even roll the second one, you hear a loud, like a rolling noise, like a rumble, like not like a thunderstorm, but like a like something coming closer.
Well, my second roll was a 9.
9 plus 4, 13. You don't find anything, but it's you can tell whatever that sound is getting closer, and you feel like that's making you a little more nervous while you're trying to look, and it's making you kind of feel like you could, like, I don't know, like you're just not looking as well because you're panicked.
You think we should leave, Jeklar?
Jeklar's kind of hunched over with his eyes wide. He says, Oromis, I think that's a car. I think maybe we should. What if that's him?
We have cars in this world?
Cart with the T on the end.
I was about to say.
Driving up in his Benz.
We can either face him face to face, or we can try to hide, or we can try to leave.
He freezes for a sec, and then he's like, Right now, it appears we are the bad people. We have broken into his house, with no evidence of any reason for doing so. And he quickly bends over and he starts, like, sweeping up the pile of glass with his hands.
Oh shit, I'm trying to look at my charisma, see if I can lie myself out of this situation. Hold on, hold on. Uh,
Do you have a deception? Or I guess that's persuasion. Oh, there is a deception. Okay.
I get +1 to deception. Shit. Alright, so, we about to try and dip out the window. I'm
Alright.
gonna try to, like, run to the window and jump through it like James Bond style.
Alright, give me a dex check on that, or an acrobatics anyway. So I believe it's +2 maybe.
Roll 14.
You get a 16? Yeah, I'm gonna say that does it. You kind of dolphin dive through that thing like Scott Pilgrim in the movie. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but you
I love that movie.
Okay, well, you swiftly dodge out like that, but the window's already broken, luckily. Jeklar quickly tries to jump behind you, and I drop my dice really far on the floor, so I'm going to find another dice. I don't have my rolling tray right in here right now. Alright, he gets a 13, and his dex is a 1, so he gets a 14, and he smoothly flies through it. Maybe not quite as nice as yours, but he gets through. And as y'all both land on the ground outside, I'd say about 30 feet away, you can see a cart coming, and right in the front of it is Berlin pulling it up, and it's got a large tarp across the back of it.
So, can Berlin see us right now?
Let's have him make a perception roll. Let's see.
Oh shit, I shouldn't have said nothing.
His perception, he gets a +1 to it. So, nah, he don't see you. He's looking at the ground as he's walking up.
So if I was to walk up to him, he'd see that I was coming from his house, right?
Maybe. I'm trying to think how the map looks. Let me take a peek. Maybe you could, like, nonchalantly get around. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see. So he lives in the orange house. I think you could probably pull it off as you're walking from somewhere else, because it's there's other, like, stuff around it, so.
Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm about to run up on his ass.
Alright, like you just go straight run up to him?
Yeah, I'm gonna run up to him.
Alright, Jeklar kind of is not expecting this. He kind of stands there dumbfounded for a moment, and as you're running up, the dude looks and immediately stops and lets go of the cart, and it kind of lowers itself to the ground, and he's standing there with his arms by his side, like, you know, balled up in a fist, like, yo, what the fuck? But he don't say anything. He just gets ready.
What's up, man? What you got here in the cart?
He kind of slowly lowers his arms and he says, What do you think I have in the cart? Why would you run up on me like that?
I don't know, man. You look suspicious.
Suspicious? You just ran up on me.
Yeah. Let me see what's under your cart, man. I want to pull the tarp up.
I don't have to show you anything. What are you talking about? And in the distance, you can see Leppy kind of follow him behind, like he's coming up to the back side of the cart.
Alright, so I'm about to rip the tarp up off of his cart.
Alright, for that, give me a sleight of hand check. It's not necessarily you're stealing anything, but it's just about how fast you can be to get it off.
Alright. 19.
Oh yeah. You reach over and you grab it, and he sticks his hand out to catch you, but before he can, you yank it off, and half of it comes off, and you can see like deer legs sticking out the sides of it, and the bottom is of what you can see that is visible, covered in blood on the bottom, and you can see like a deer's eye. It almost looks like it's staring straight back at you, but it's dead. And then he jumps back and he grabs a knife on his side and he says, I did not say you could touch my stuff.
I don't care, man. I'm the fucking law around here, and I wanted to search your fucking cart.
He lets his hand off the knife and he says, Alright, Sounds like you're challenging me. And he quickly pulls a crossbow off of his back.
Alright, so I'm gonna thunderclap his ass.
Alright. Roll. Let's see, let me pull that up. Thunderclap. Okay, so go ahead and I guess I just need to roll to see if I make a con save.
Alright, so
11 plus he just saved, so you clap out of nowhere and it kinda startles him for a second, like it catches him off guard, but it doesn't stun him or anything. And then he aims the crossbow at you and he says, Why did you want to know what's on my card?
because I believe that you are a murderer.
He kind of throws his head back like, what the fuck? And then Jekyll says, Guys, can we please calm down for a second? And the dude says, why would you think I'm a murderer?
Actually, I don't really have a good response for this one. I just have reason to believe that you're a murderer. You don't need to know what I need to know.
He shakes his head and puts the crossbow down towards his waist. Look the rest of the way in my cart. You tell me if you see anything suspicious in there, then. You were even supposed to come with me on my hunt today. I offered you last time I saw you. That was the agreement we had.
Well, to be honest, bro, I completely forgot.
He shrugs. Well, I figured that was the case when you didn't show up, but I certainly didn't expect you to come accuse me of a murderer.
Well, I heard a little rabbit tell me that, you had a hand out the side of your cart the other day.
His eyes squint. Are you talking about Leppy?
Well, if Mr. Leppy and Mr. Anonymous are the one and the same, then maybe, but...
He kind of waves his hand at you like, psst. And he says, man, you can't listen to anything Leppy says. You know what kind of person Leppy really is? Leppy's terrible.
Well, it's he say, she say now, so...
Jekyll sticks his head into the conversation. He says, "What? Why do you say Leppy's terrible? He seems like quite the nice guy." And then Berlin, he shakes his head and he says, "No, Leppy's awful. Leppy turns away like children. Like if any family tries to come here and they have children, he turns them away. He leaves them to die. How could you trust a guy like that's word? I'm how this town gets meat."
Oh Lord.
Jekyll turns to you. Oromis, what's the plan here?
Well, I'm gonna kick Leppy's teeth in.
Leppy is still standing at the back of the cart watching this situation, but he's like a good 15 feet away, so he's not quite in the vision. He's behind where Berlin's standing, so Berlin hasn't taken note of him back there.
Well, what do you have to say, Leppy?
Berlin turns and looks at Leppy and puts his hand on his hip, and Leppy's like, I turned those families away because it makes me sad. I can't stand to see them. But I know what I saw in Berlin's cart. That has nothing to... Oh wait, I'm doing Jekyll's voice. But I know what I saw in his cart. And this has absolutely nothing to do with what I've done. Berlin shakes his head. Fuck you, Leppy. I'm going home. And he starts putting the cart back over his spoils for the day.
Alright, well, it seems like this dude is, almost kind of innocent. So, I'm gonna hand this man, 5 gold. And I'm gonna be like, sorry for your window.
He stops, he says, My window? He takes
I'm
the
gonna
gold.
walk away nonchalant.
Jekyll just turns and bolts it behind you. And then you see the dude turn and start talking to Leppy, like, real aggressively, as you guys are walking away.
Alright. What's he say to Leppy?
Give me a perception check to see if you can hear as you're walking away.
That is a 4. Oh, damn.
You just hear, "You're a fucking piece of garbage, Leppy. I hope you die." And that's all you hear. As y'all are walking off, Jekyll turns to you and he says, So where do we stand? Do we think Leppy's full of shit?
This sounds like Leppy could be full of shit.
Do you think perhaps we should go ask Uthor?
Yeah, let's go ask Uthor.
Okay. And y'all quickly make y'all's way over to his house, and Uthor is outside, and he's got a rake, and he's like just raking up some vines that are around the outside of his plum. And he turns as he sees y'all. "Oromis, Jekyll!
What's up?
What's up?"
Alright. So, we had a situation just a minute ago, and I'm trying to figure out if Leppy is full of shit, or if, what's his name, Baylor?
Berlin.
Berlin. And also, trying to see if Berlin might be a murderer.
His eyes go wide. "Well, this must be what Leppy was looking for you for. What did he tell you? Because this seems, this is so out of pocket. Like, it seems like every day we're dealing with something new now."
Well, he said he saw a hand laying out from under the tarp on his cart. So I investigated the cart today, and nothing was there but deer parts. And I thunderclapped him and broke his window.
He puts his hand on his forehead and kind of rubs it. And he says, "Oh, okay. Well, maybe a different approach. Maybe have been at hand. Like, that's what we should have done. I gotta say, Leppy's pretty close with me. If Leppy says it, there's a reason I have him in charge of the Carrot Tower. Leppy's my man. I thought Smolder was my man too, but unlike Smolder, Leppy is actually competent. So if he says he saw something, I don't really think he'd be lying."
Okay, so I want to, you think we should stake out, what's his face?
Berlin?
Berlin, yes, Berlin.
Are you asking that to Jekyll or Uthor or just in general?
Do you guys think we should do a stakeout?
If you and Jekyll here want to set that up, I'll support it, and hopefully everything will work out and we can get to the bottom of this. Jekyll nods. "Well, we've already broken into his home. I mean, I can't see how much more wrong we can go."
Alright, so yeah, let's do a stakeout.
Perhaps should we check on Leppy, if he was accusing this guy of being a murderer, and then we left these two alone right after he found out Leppy accused him of being a murderer.
Yeah, let's go talk to Leppy first and then do the stakeout.
Okay. And y'all make y'all's way to the Carrot Tower, and Jekyll runs up to the door and he knocks on it. And he says, Leppy, are you in there?" And there's no answer, and Jekyll quickly opens the door and starts looking around. And he doesn't seem to see anything. He turns around. I don't see Leppy in here."
Oh, Lord. Where do you think he could be?
Maybe we should go on this stakeout now. Perhaps, if this guy did something to Leppy, or has him, maybe this will be the best way to catch him.
Alright, let's go.
Okay, sorry, water break. Alright, so y'all make y'all's way out, outside the orange, and at this point at night, it's probably about, let's say, 7:30, 8 o'clock. And you can see a light on, and you can see that, like, some wood has been kind of hooked over the window, but it's not quite, like, secured yet, but somebody got the foundation started for it.
Alright, so... is there a spot where me and Jekyll can, like, hide out and watch, see if this dude comes out?
I'd say over off onto the right, there's like a little, like a tree line where you can kind of just sit in the edge.
We're gonna sit in that little tree line.
Alright. How long would you say you be willing to wait?
Till this man comes out.
Alright. So I'm gonna say in about 2.5 hours, this guy finally comes outside and he lifts the tarp off his cart and he grabs a deer by the head, like a part of its horn, and pulls it out to the side. And he grabs one of these rocks off the foundation and he just slams this rock into its head 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, blood spurting up each time as he is just pounded in the eye of this thing. And then he throws the rock on the ground into the pile, and he opens his door and starts dragging the deer carcass in.
That was rather violent.
What? Why did he do that, Oromis? I'm feeling kind of uncomfortable right now.
I thought the deer was already dead.
It was. I don't understand.
This guy is weird. Sorry, so here's what we're going to do.
Alright.
He's in his house right now. We're going to sneak up to the door and listen.
Okay. I'm a little nervous about getting close, but let's do it.
Don't worry, if he catches us, we can both take him.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. Alright, let's do this. And he starts hyping himself up like, go.
Alright, so we sneak up to his door.
Alright, go ahead and give me stealth checks. I think that's something. Yeah, okay. So both of us. Let's see, Jekyll has...
Well, I nat 20'd that.
Oh, hell yeah, you walk right up to the door, plain as day, you're standing straight up, and nothing happens. Jekyll, on the other hand... Oh shit, he got a 19. Jekyll crawls behind you, looking at you like, how is this man doing this? Because you just walked straight over, no need to even be quiet. And Jekyll, like, sneakily follows behind you, and y'all get to the door, and all you can hear at the moment is like a shh, shh, shh.
Right? So we hear like something that sounds like a blade sharpening.
Yeah, I'd say there's a little more squish to it, like a shh.
Okay, then it's more like he's cutting something.
Yeah. Was that a good sound effect? I like that one. Thank you.
Alright. So, we're gonna listen for a little while longer.
Alright, give me a perception check again.
8. Plus 4. So 12. Alright.
You're gonna hear something that sounds like something being moved a bit, and then there's a silence, and then it moves back, or moves again, and then suddenly you hear nothing.
Okay, alright, so, I'm debating whether I want to knock on the door or set his window on fire.
Jekyll is... Oh wait, you don't say that out loud, do you?
No, I don't.
Jekyll was about to be like, What the fuck, Oromis? Alright.
Oromis is being crazy tonight. Alright. So, Jekyll, what do you think we should do next?
Uh, let's peek under the curtain, see what we see. You first, though.
Alright, I usually do get the better rolls. Alright, I'm gonna try and peek under the curtain.
I'm gonna have you give me a stealth roll for that as well.
Alright, so 2 rolls?
No, just a stealth roll, no perception.
Well, I rolled 17.
Alright, you peek right under the curtain, and he's nowhere to be seen in this room. But on that table in the center is the sliced up deer part, and the antlers are stabbed into the table now, and he's cut them off. And the deer's jaw is like sliced off as well. But the man is no longer in the room.
So it's only a curtain in front of me, right?
Yeah, because you shattered the glass part.
Alright, so... do I sneak in? I feel like I'm definitely gonna get caught if I sneak in.
Yeah. Jekyll's definitely nervous about the whole situation. You can tell, like, he just looks super uncomfortable.
Alright. Jekyll, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stay here at the window. You're gonna knock on the door. And you're gonna hold him with conversation for about a good 10-15 minutes. While I sneak in and search.
What on earth am I going to talk about for 10 to 15 minutes?
Oh no, you were a jester. You could make jokes.
Give me a persuasion roll.
7.
Do you get a plus on that? You get +1. He shakes his head. He says, I'm only gonna do this because we're friends, but you better have my back if something happens.
Let's hope he's actually hiding something.
I do say so. He stands up and he takes a real deep breath as he slowly breaches his hand to the door. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Knock, 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 knock. And there's silence for a moment, and then you hear like a very light... Are you still looking in the window?
Yeah, I'm still looking in the window.
You hear stomps.
Okay, stomps.
Yeah, you hear stomps, and then suddenly you see one of the bookshelves push forward, and out from behind it, Berlin steps out, and he pushes it back closed. And he grabs his knife and he starts walking towards the door. He grabs the knife off the table. And then he reaches down and he opens the door up.
Thank God this guy has something to hide. Alright. So, is Jekyll about to... okay, yeah, let's do that part first.
Okay, he opens the door. What on earth are you doing here? Well, I recently had a conversation with Quinn, and he was telling me all about his god and his deity that he serves. And, I think that could be right for you. Do you have a few minutes to talk about this with me?
Oh, Lord, you just did a whole Jehovah's Witness thing?
There is no way I'm about to sit here and listen to this. Wait, just hear me out. And now Jekyll's gonna make a persuasion roll. Let's see. He gets a +3 to that shit. Oh my god, that's a dirty 20. Just hear me out for a second, sir. This could be what you've been missing from your life. The dude sits the knife down right beside the windowsill and he crosses his arm. Alright, I'm listening. And they start engaging in a bullshit conversation.
Alright, so now I'm going to have to roll a stealth check, see if I can crawl into the window and trying to find a way into this bookshelf.
Roll it at advantage. Just the first
All
one.
right.
You're probably going to have to make a couple.
17
Oh, no, okay. And you get plus something on that one. Oh,
and a 12.
alright. So, you make your way into the window, and what's your goal? Just to get to the other side?
To get to this bookshelf and see if I can find a way to open it.
Alright, so the first check that you just passed was you getting inside, climbing in the window right beside him. You just barely made that one. That was going to be the hardest one. And then your next one is to successfully get under the table in the middle of the room before he turns around or would happen to see you.
Alright, so another stealth check,
Yes.
but this one's not at advantage.
I'm going to say this one is too, to be honest, because this one's even... You have a better chance than the first one, so...
Alright. That is a 9 and nat 20.
Alright, so you're able to jump right under this table, and you're only about 4 feet away from this bookshelf. But he did push this bookshelf back into place, is the problem. You can hear Jekyll say, well, you know, he did this for us. He did it for our sins.
Alright, so I want to do a perception check. Since is it dark in the room or is it bright? What?
I'd say it's bright. There's a light source coming from a torch in the room.
Alright. First off, is there a lot of books on this bookshelf?
I'm gonna say at least 50 books, and then where there's not books, there's rocks sitting in the place.
Are they dusty?
Are they dusty?
Yeah.
I'd say some of them are, but you can tell some of them have been read as well, like recently.
I want to look at the rocks.
Alright.
I want to see if there's any rocks that don't have any dust.
Make a perception check.
15.
Alright. I'd say there's on the second shelf near the bottom, on the right side, there's a rock that's about twice the size of any of the ones on that other ones on that specific shelf on the bookshelf. And that one looks pretty recently moved.
Alright. If I sit where I'm at the moment, which is under the table. Alright, fuck. I'm not sure if that's going to be a good spot to hide. Shit.
Alright, Jekyll's gonna look out for you real quick. He's gonna try and say, Why don't you come out with me? And I can show you some examples about why it's the right choice for you. And he's gonna make a persuasion roll to try and get this guy to walk outside.
Alright.
That's an 11. I'm gonna say the guy's like, I'm not going outside. I'm giving you already enough of my time. I'm not going outside. And Jekyll says, oh, well, you know, we could do this. And then they just continue going on for a minute. So it did not work.
Only I had something to fucking make the outside.
Just pull out a gun and shoot him.
Alright. Is there any rocks on the floor next to me?
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. There's a lot of rocks in this room. Like, you could essentially pick up a rock at any point in this house.
Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick up a rock, and I'm going to throw it through the window to make a noise outside.
Alright. Give me an athletics check on that.
Oh god, I get a 0 for this one.
Really?
Yeah. Alright, honey, blowing my dice.
Well, okay, that's a strength-based check. I'm going more for dexterity because it's about you aiming to hit the window. So actually, you can do an acrobatics on that.
Acrobatics is +2. Okay. Here we go. 18.
18, alright, that's a dirty 20. Alright, you lunge that rock straight out there, and it seems like you hear a loud clunk, and you're pretty sure it just hit that cart. And Jeklar jokes around, and this dude grabs the knife off the ground, and he says, "Let's go see what that was, why don't we?" And he slams the door shut as him and Jeklar walk off.
Ching.
Nice,
all right.
bro.
I'm gonna go move that rock.
You move the rock?
Yeah.
As you do, the bookshelf seems to slide out of place a little bit, but it only moves about 3 inches. And it's just enough for you to get your hand in between it.
Alright, so am I able to, move the shelf?
Yeah, you can push it as you do it.
Alright, so I got the secret doorway open?
Yes. And as you look into it, it's like a dug down tunnel into the ground, similar to what Marnie made, but it goes into the orange a little bit and then down.
Alright, so I'm gonna go down this thing and move the shelf back into place.
Alright, as you start stepping down, you hear a chink, and give me a dexterity roll right now.
14.
14. Alright, you're able to just lunge back, but right as you had stepped into this place, a guillotine-like blade slung down in the doorway and slapped at the ground, or chopped at the ground, and you just happened to barely miss it.
Oh, shit. Perception check, I guess. I want to see if there's any more traps ahead.
Alright, give me a roll.
9 plus 4, that's 13.
Alright, you can now see that on the ground was a little tripwire right when you stepped in, and you triggered it, but you can't see anything else of note on there.
Alright, so I'll step over this tripwire and proceed down.
As you begin going down this tunnel, you get a really foul smell of death. It's really bad to the point you would almost want to gag and puke. And as you continue walking down it, you can see there's bones all over the place and rocks as well. And you step into a room that has just a tiny little light shining. But you have dark vision, so you can see pretty well. And in the center of this room, surrounded by a big pile of rocks, is a man, and he's beaten beyond recognition. You can hardly even tell he has a face. And he has a broken hand, on half of a torn up corpse, and he's pulling it towards him, but you can see he doesn't have enough strength to even pull this severed leg to him. Basically, it's not a severed leg, it's attached to a skeleton and everything, but all the meat aside from the leg is gone.
What the fuck am I looking at? You said this guy has a beaten up face, and he's on top of this pile of rocks?
Nah, so, okay, just picture it as a circle room. There's rocks and bones all over the place, old bones that have been sitting there. The room smells like death and flesh. And in the middle is a guy who, he just has rocks all around him, but he's beaten. You can tell this is a man who's been almost tortured time and time again, and he's laying on the ground trying to reach, he's pulling another severed leg towards his face. And give me a nature check real quick about what you're seeing. I don't know if this is the right check, but we're gonna go with it anyway.
Well, it looks like he's beating the hell up and dying. He can't see, and he's pulling his fucking leg because he can't see it. I rolled a 4.
Probably not very good, but I think I'm gonna tell you anyway what was going on. You can tell this man, like, he looks real small and brittle, like he hasn't ate in a long time, and you can tell he's trying to get this leg to him to bite at it, but his face is so beaten you don't even know that he could take a bite if he wanted to.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go up to this man and be like, what the hell happened to you?
As you walk up to him, it startles him, like, as if he didn't know you were there, and he quickly, like, shakes a little bit, and you can hear him, and he kind of stops and is just shaking in place on the ground. Blood surrounded him.
Alright, so, just a whole bunch of dead bodies and this one guy in here. Nothing really special, huh?
Yeah, I would say not so. And suddenly you hear from upstairs a door swing open. And then you hear, "What the fuck?"
Don't you think I should be saying what the fuck? No, that's what I say.
Oh, well, the guy on the ground, he goes, and then he starts, like, gurgling, like, and his shaking slowly stops. And you hear Jekyll say, "Oromis! Oromis!"
Alright. Well, I gotta go run up these stairs, I guess.
Alright, and as you run up these stairs, you immediately see Berlin has the crossbow in his hand facing directly at Jekyll, who's standing inside the room with him. And the dude looks over at you. "Why the fuck are you in my house? Couldn't you have just minded your business? I gave you what you wanted earlier. You just needed some information. I gave you some information. You should have stayed out my fucking business."
Oh man, you're the one with a whole bunch of dead bodies in your fucking basement. And guess what? You're not getting out of this alive, bro.
He bends down and he grabs a rock and he sticks it into the top of the crossbow. And you can suddenly tell this isn't the normal crossbow. And he pushes the bolt or the rock in, and he puts it right on the side of Jackbar's head. "I don't think you guys are either. Roll for initiative."
Rolling for initiative. Oh, wait, which die is that?
20
10?
sided. I was wrong, it's 20. Jackbar got 11. No, not 11.
I got 17.
Jackbar got 4. Let's roll for Berlin now. And Berlin he got 17 as well. Did you add your plus to it already?
No, I did not. Mine would be 19 with +2 initiative.
Okay, so then it's gonna be you, Berlin, Jacklar. Alright. So you can go first.
Alright, so he's like Jacklar held like a hostage at the moment, right?
Pretty much, crossbow up to his head, loaded.
I'm at the bottom of these steps, right?
You're at the top of them now.
I jumped over the tripwire.
Well, you had already set the tripwire off, and that's what set the guillotine down, so, like, it was no longer an active trap.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot a firebolt right at this dude's head.
Alright, so let's see. Firebolts have a pretty big, like, radius, though. You do risk hitting Jacklar, I would think. But let's see.
But if I roll high enough, I'm not gonna hit Jacklar, right?
Maybe. It says it has a range or area of 120 feet. So I'm curious if that means, like, when you hit it, anything within 120 feet is in that damage radius.
I wouldn't say that. If that were the case, I would have hit many enemies with just one hit.
You're right. So let's go ahead and let's see your DC. I'm trying to remember how we did this last time you did a firebolt. Did I make you roll to see if you beat the armor class, or?
I think it's to beat the armor class, not +4 damage.
Okay. All right.
It's like +4 to hit.
Alright, we'll go ahead and roll that bad boy then.
Oh fuck, I rolled a 2.
A 2. I'm gonna say that's probably not gonna do it. Yeah, he has a... Yeah, that's not gonna do it. So, as you shoot your firebolt, it shoots to the left of him, straight out the window like your rock did. And he immediately turns... Well, I'm gonna say I think, to be honest, I think he's just immediately gonna shoot Jacklar on his turn. And I'm gonna go ahead and give him advantage on that. And he rolled 12, and I believe he gets a +2 to hit, making it a 14. And that is enough to hit Jacklar. So, his weapon uses a... Oh, okay. So since he's got a rock in it, it uses a 1d4. So Jacklar takes 4 damage. And as soon as the rock hits Jacklar, it sends him directly flying onto the ground. Blood starts pouring down the side of his head. And he starts rubbing it real quick. And he starts kind of panicking, trying to grab at his quarterstaff. And he pushes himself up. And I wish I had that reference sheet I had over here to know how much he could do in one turn. I feel like pushing himself up would probably count as his movement. And for his action, he pulls out the quarterstaff ready. And it's going to go back to your turn. I'd say, by the way, you're about 7 feet away on the back side of the room. Let's go 10, actually. I'm sure this room's at least 10 feet wide. Because they're at the front door, you're at what the back bookshelves. Maybe even 15. Let's say 15 feet away is how far you are.
Alright, so we're gonna hit this dude again with a fucking firebolt.
Alright, roll that baddie again.
16 plus 4, that's dirty 20.
Dirty 20, alright, that's gonna be a hit. And you roll a 1d10 for his damage, I believe.
Yeah, it's 1d10. Let me see, where's my d10? Alright. I rolled a 0.
I'm gonna say that's a 10, I guess.
Yeah, there's no 10 on here. I guess the 0 is the 10.
Alright. The flame hits him and he quickly starts waving his arms like trying to put it out real quick. And then he aims the crossbow at you. This time he reaches out and he pulls a bolt from behind him and sticks it in real quick. And he quickly pulls the trigger. Let's see. He got a 13. What's your armor class?
13.
So he does hit it then. And since he used a bolt this time, he is using a 1d8. So this bolt comes flying straight at you. And it hits you right in your left shoulder. And you take... By the way, since we leveled up in between these last 2 sessions, I just went ahead and boosted us up to our full health. Because you had like 10 health before. No, you had 15 health before. So we're saying...
I'm at 27 now.
Okay, so then you take... Oh shit, you took 8 damage.
God damn.
He hit...
Alright, I'm at 19 health.
Alright, and then Jacklar... Well, Jacklar is going to immediately swing his quarterstaff right at this dude's back, since he's kind of standing at an angle to him. And... Let's see... I think he gets a +2 to hit, so that makes it a 14, which just hits good enough. And I believe that's a 1d8 as well. So that does 6 damage. He hits him real hard in the back, and Berlin kind of lunges forward a little bit from the impact, and then he turns and aims it at Jacklar, and it is now your turn.
Alright. We'll pull out my quarterstaff, the one with the quarterstaff arrowhead on it. which gives it like what, +1 damage, right?
I think it gives +2 to the damage. I think. Let me make sure I sent it to you in the Discord. It says +2 to hit. So not to the damage.
Alright, well, I'm gonna hit this dude with my quarterstaff up against his freaking head. Like, I'm gonna spin this bitch.
You're probably about 10 feet away from him still. He only got pushed forward a little bit, so you're gonna run to him to hit him?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna run up on him, I guess, and swing at him. Let's see if I hit him with it. 14.
Alright, so you get the +2 for your proficiency, and then the +2 for the arrowhead, so that makes it an 18, and that definitely hit.
I need my D8. Alright, that's my D8. I rolled 6.
6, alright. Just for the record, which quarterstaff are you using? You have, I think you have a quarterstaff, and then you have the quarterstaff of growth, and you might have another. I don't know if you, do you know if you have another?
I know I had the farmer's pitchfork, quarterstaff of growth, quarterstaff arrowhead. No, that's all I got is the regular quarterstaff, the quarterstaff of growth, and the quarterstaff arrowhead.
Okay. You said you did 6 damage? Or 4?
Yep.
Okay, 6.
6. I swing my my quarterstaff. Like, as I'm running, I jump and I swing it and I smack him right in his head.
Alright. As it hits him, he stumbles backwards, and he quickly jerks his bow up and shoves a rock into it and pulls the trigger, aiming straight at you. And he rolls 10 plus 2, which is a 12. What's your armor class?
13.
So it just misses. The rock shoots behind you and slams into the bookshelf. Papers go flying all in the air. And quickly, Jeklar lunges forward to jab him in the stomach with the quarterstaff. And Jeklar rolled 5 plus... Well, either way, whatever, that's definitely not going to cut it. So Jeklar got a 7. He misses and swings right beside him. And it's your turn. And Jeklar's slowly pulling his weapon back. And when you fall into place.
Alright. I'm going to take my quarterstaff that has the arrowhead, and I'm going to try and jab it into his chest.
Alright, roll that, Betty.
14.
14. Alright, that's going to do it.
Alright. And damage. 8.
Alright. As you stab into his chest, he drops his crossbow, and he grabs his hand and grabs your quarterstaff, and he pretty much yanks it out, but while you're holding the other end, so he's pulling it and pushing it towards you, not in a way that's gonna like impale you or anything, but it's going to like send you flying backwards. So basically took all his force and threw you with your own staff. So I'm gonna have you make an athletics check, and he's gonna make one as well, and whoever gets higher, like if you try to resist him pushing you, is how we're gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay, he
rolled a 9.
He got an 18, so he definitely sends you flying backwards. And I'm gonna say that counts for his action. And he quickly bends down and pulls out a bolt and sticks it into the crossbow and quickly aims it at you. He can't shoot because I'm gonna say him doing that, the staff thing did that. But Jeklar is gonna real quick. He take his hand and he blows to shoot poison out of it. He uses poison spray. Oh, that's a pretty good roll, Jeklar. Has a 16, and I think that gets a plus something. Well, it hit, and now Berlin has to make a Constitution check. Oh, he passed the shit out of it. So all this like sudden like cloud of dust blows into Berlin's face, and he kind of shakes it off real quick, and he doesn't look away from you at all, though. And now it's your turn. You're laying on the ground, though.
Firebolt to his face.
Alright. I'm gonna roll it at disadvantage, though, because you're on the ground. You just fell over. I'm not gonna say you're disoriented necessarily. Nah, you don't have to roll it at disadvantage. I changed my mind because you're like a foot away from him, so.
13.
13, I believe that just gets him, and that is 1d10 damage.
Alright, D10, where's D10? That's a D12. Alright, here's a D10. 8.
8? Alright. Alright. The fire hits him again, and he once again swings his hands all around, trying to, get it all out of his face. And he quickly aims the thing back at you, and you can see his skin's a bit scorched in certain spots. And he aims the gun at you, and he says, "If you kill me, you'll never find the hostages." And then he pulls the trigger, shooting straight at you. And you never got up on your turn, so I'm going to say he rolls advantage. Alright, so he got an 11 that time. And he got an 18 that time, so that definitely hits. And since he's using the bolt instead of a rock, it's a 1d8. And he does 4 damage to you.
Alright, now I'm at 15.
Alright, but due to his special ability called Hunter's Prey, whenever he hits somebody within 5 feet of him with a range attack, he can make another range attack on somebody else within 5 feet of him. So therefore, as soon as he hits you with that, he turns to Jeklar, sticks a rock in it, and shoots at Jeklar as well. Oh, but he rolled a natural 1, so as he sticks the rock in his gun, or his crossbow, and pulls the trigger, it backfires, and the rock slaps him dead in the face, and he takes 1d4 damage. He took 2, I think that's 2, hold on. Yeah, 2 damage. Well, he was about to do it cool, multi-shooting, and then he shoots himself in the face, so maybe not.
The luck is on my side tonight.
Alright, and I believe that makes it Jeklar's turn now. Alright, Jeklar kind of jumps back as he thought he was about to get shot in the face, and then he quickly swings his quarterstaff straight down towards the top of this dude's head. And he got a 10, so he misses. The dude steps back real quick, and it is now your turn.
Alright, I'm still on the ground. I just got shot with a bolt. Time to try and stand up.
Alright, you stand up.
And, am I allowed to attack, or?
Yeah, I'll say you're able to get up fast enough to attack, since Jeklar's pretty much hitting him or trying to hit him at the same time.
Alright, well, I'm gonna try and stab him with the front of my quarterstaff.
Alright, roll that bad boy.
14.
14, that's gonna do it.
D8. 5.
5 damage. And you stabbed him where?
Like in his chest. With the quarterstaff has an arrowhead on it.
Alright. You stab right into his chest again, and he grabs it one-handed this time, and he does not pull it away this time. He takes the crossbow and he aims it directly at you while holding the weapon in place and pulls the trigger. So basically he jammed the gun right in your face because you were right in his face. And so I don't think I'm going to give him advantage, but I think I will increase his damage if he hits it because of close impact. but he did not make that at all. He rolled a 4 on that. So as he shoots it, he's just too close. He tried to do it too fast. The rock that he had in it shoots right behind you, and quickly Jeklar tries to take his quarterstaff and like swing it at his ankles to trip him. And Jeklar got a 5, of course, so Jeklar misses. He was just short, and he hits the ground, and a bunch of rocks on the ground right behind the dude. And it is your turn now.
Stick my other hand right in his face and fire a bolt.
Alright, badass. Alright, roll that baddie. You can have advantage, because it'd be really hard to miss that.
No need for advantage, I just nat 20.
Oh, hell yeah. Alright, do 2 d10s. That's gonna be a critical.
8 and 10.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is my night, I swear.
Alright. As soon as you do that, the fire bursts in his face. You can see his hair light a flame, and the like pressure and the impact of it sends him flying right off of your thing, straight onto the ground. And he begins coughing, and like there's a light scream to him, and he's panicking. He dropped his crossbow in the mix, and he says, Don't do it! And he starts trying to get up on himself real quick. But I'm gonna say he's a bit out of it at the moment, so I'm gonna make him roll a check to even be able to get up to see if he's gonna be able to jump back into a fight, like to do anything or not. And he's able to get up, but not fast enough to be able to grab his crossbow or anything. So he jumps up, his vision's blurred real quick, and Jeklar again kinda goes to swipe at his legs one more time. And Jeklar, of course, fucking misses again. You're in tight, close quarters. Maybe it's just too overwhelming for him. And it is your turn again.
I'm surprised this dude is not dead yet.
Oh, this guy's just doing, like, really bad rolls. This guy's a beast.
Alright, so he's disoriented at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit.
Real quick, like, I'm going to take my rope, and I'm going to try and bind his hands behind his back and kick him to the floor.
Ooh, so I think I'm going to have you make a sleight of hand check for that, but I'm going to say that's going to be a pretty hard thing to pull off, to tie him up like that. At least to tie him up first and kick him. Maybe if you kick him first, it might work better.
Alright, well, I guess I'll try to kick him first to the floor.
Alright, so with that, give me roll it as an attack. And I think on your unarmed, you get like a +3 to hit or something. I'll count a kick as unarmed. No, you get a +2, I guess.
Yeah, +2. 14.
14, alright. So yeah, you kick him down on the ground, and he kind of flails his arms for a minute before he tries to quickly get back up. But now you can roll a sleight of hand check, I guess, to see if you can quickly start tying him up.
19.
Hell yeah! All right, and that's so that gives you a 21, I think, with your your bonus or whatever. So yeah, as his arms are flowing around, you quickly reach down and grab both of his hands and start wrapping this rope around him. And Jeklar, seeing this, he quickly lunges forward and puts his hands on the guy holding him down. And you just tie this dude's hands up. And he starts screaming. He's like, get off of me! Get off of me!
Alright, so I stick the knife to his throat. And I'm like, where's the fucking hostages?
Give me an intimidation check.
At 20.
Nat 20, goddamn, okay. He says, Alright, I know when I've been beaten. Alright, but I'm only gonna take him to you. I won't tell you whether you have to take me with you.
Well, I could also just stick this knife in your throat and just say, fuck it.
I'll die before I tell you where they are if you're not gonna take me. They can just die with me then. I will only tell you if you take me with you. Jeklar stands up and he puts his foot on the dude's shoulder and he looks at you. Oromis, do you think there's really people out there?
He could be lying.
He looks down at Berlin, and Jeklar makes an insight check. He scratches his chin. He says, I don't know. I get the feeling he's being pretty upfront. I think he really does have someone out there. And the guy says, fuck you guys.
Alright. So I'm gonna yank his ass up off the floor. Alright, you'll take us to him. But if you make any wrong moves, this knife's going in your throat.
He grins and he says, fine, sounds like a plan to me. And Jeklar grabs his hands and kinda starts walking alongside of him. So you're gonna have this guy lead y'all to the hostages?
Yep. But first we're gonna go by Uthor's house and have him come with us.
That's such a good idea. I like that. Alright, so y'all make y'all ways over to Uthor's house, and as you get close, Uthor opens the door, and he says, what on earth is going on? Does this mean Leppy was right?
Yeah, this guy had a pile of dead bodies in his basement.
Quickly, Berlin spits on the ground, and Uthor's like, a pile? I swear if any of these people were from here, I'll kill you right now, Berlin. And then Berlin kinda spits up some blood a little bit, and he just laughs.
So he says there's hostages he has somewhere else. And he's gonna take us to them.
Let me grab my axe and I'll be along. He turns in and runs inside, and he comes back outside with this nice, clean-looking axe. And he says, let's go save some people.
Alright. So we're going to have this guy lead us to his hostages.
Alright. So he leads y'all out, and as you're going to the Carrot Tower, you see Leppy walking up, and his jaw kind of drops, and he says, I knew it. I knew I was right. And the dude he tries to ignore Leppy a little bit, but he spits in his direction. And you, Jeklar, Berlin, and Uthor make your way through. And y'all travel in the woods for about 15 minutes following this guy's direction. And he leads you to this clearing. And it's not really a clearing, it's just a more open spot, but it's not like a big open circle or anything. And he looks over to you and he says, alright, it's somewhere around here. I couldn't tell you exactly where, but it was right around here. I left him tied up under a tree in a bush.
Well, I put my hand to his face, just suggesting I'm going to do a fireball. And, you better start remembering, boy.
Mm-hmm. He turns his head he says, hey, no need to do all that. I'm already out here working with you. He starts looking around. Maybe if you let me get closer to some of these trees, maybe I can see where I put them. I had a mark on a tree. I took some deer blood and rubbed it down the side in the shape of a circle.
Alright, you can show it to us, but Uthor's going to keep his axe at the ready. I'm going to keep my firebolt at the ready. And Jeklar's also going to keep his quarterstaff at the ready.
Mm-hmm. The dude starts making his way over the trees, looking at him, and Uthor says, tell me, why on earth are you killing people and keeping them like they're dead bodies? What are you doing? And the guy smirks, and he says, it's all about the rocks. You guys don't understand the way I do. Rocks are such powerful items, and it's just amazing to see the way you can affect other things with just these rocks. And it's all natural. There's nothing wrong with it. Everyone does it. Look at the way animals kill each other. I kill thousands and thousands of deers a day. And he bends over and looks in a bush. Nope, not this one. And then he leans back up. I'm telling you, there's no greater satisfaction than crushing the life out of somebody with a good rock, a good solid rock. And you can see his eyes are getting wide, and it's like he's kind of like on some like weird crazy stuff right now.
You're a fucking weirdo, dude. I hope you rot after we're done with this.
Mm-hmm. Y'all look around another couple trees, and then in one bush he says, okay, this is the one. It's on the tree here. And as you look up, you can see a bloody spot painted around on the tree.
So where are they at?
So he says, just open the bush up. There's a body in there right now.
A body? You said hostage.
He might be alive. We just had to look in there and check.
You said hostages.
His eyes, he kind of smirks. Well, let's see if it's hostages or hostage now. And Jekyll says, are you saying somebody might be dead? And the guy just kind of laughs a little bit. And Uther tightens his grip. You're a scum, you know that? We trusted you. We let you be in our village. What a fool I've been. This changes things. I'm not gonna have my village like this anymore. Things change when we get back today.
So, I'm gonna kick at this bush while I still have my fucking hand in his face with the firebolt.
Alright. And as you kick, you hit something inside solid and you hear
Alright. Jekyll, while me and Uthor keep him detained, look in the bush.
Jekyll bends down and spreads the bush apart, and he says, oh, he is here! And he quickly pulls up this guy, and he sits him up, and the guy's tied up. He's got like a cloth around his mouth, and Jekyll quickly yanks the cloth down, and there's like a piece of fabric in it, and the dude spits it out. And he says, oh my god, thank you so much. I've been here for days. That's that stupid bastard right there. And he starts crying. Oh my god, I thought I was gonna die.
Oh shit. Well, is there more hostages?
He had my brother. I don't know what he did with him. He had my brother. And he turns and he says, what did you fucking do with him? Where is he? And then the guy kind of shrugs and he says, I'm not going to tell you guys. This is as much as you're getting out of me.
I hit him in the face.
Alright, roll me, you're definitely going to hit. There's no dodging it really, so, how hard do you say you hit him?
I guess hard enough to do a D1.
How about roll me a D4?
Alright. 2.
2? Alright. You hit him in the face and he jerks back and immediately spits out blood. And he says, fine, fuck you all, okay? Whatever. Your brother is dead. He's in my basement, and I guarantee he's already dead.
We did forget about that guy in the basement.
The dude immediately goes, no, not my brother, no, take me to him now. Jekyll puts his hand over his mouth and he mouths, oh my god.
Where's the rest of the hostages?
Brolin says, he was the last one.
I don't believe you, and I hit him in the face again.
Alright, give me another roll.
4.
Alright, 4. And the dude falls over onto the ground this time, and he starts coughing. There's nobody. They're all dead. I was gonna come back for this bastard tonight.
Kick him in the stomach. Where's the rest of the hostages?
Alright, roll me another D4.
4.
Alright. Alright. He coughs up and starts coughing up blood. Fuck you. There are no more hostages.
Get down. And I grab him. And I pull him up to my face. And I'm like, do you not understand? I will beat you within an inch of your fucking life, you asshole. Where are the rest of the hostages?
Jekyll puts his hands up and he's like, Oromis, he might be telling the truth. I don't know. I know it's hard to trust him, but I don't know. Something feels wrong about this man. And the crying guy, he says, no, kick his fucking ass. If my brother's dead, he needs to pay. And he says, actually, let me do it. And he runs up and he goes to kick at him. And that's up to you. You're just gonna let him do it, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna let him do it.
Alright, he does 3 damage and kicks this dude in the stomach, and he begins coughing up more blood. But he doesn't say anything. He's looking kinda woozy at the moment. His eyes are rolling in the back of his head, and Jekyll's just standing here kinda like awkward looking, and Uther's he's got this satisfied grunt on his face. Or not a smirk, I wouldn't say. He just has a hard face, and you can tell he likes to see, like, justice.
Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. Who wants to give him a health potion so we can keep beating him?
Okay. Jekyll says, wait, we don't have to waste the health potion. I can cure his wounds.
We're going to get answers out of you, boy.
Alright. The dude just coughs up blood and he says, there's none. And Jekyll puts his hand on his head. And I don't remember what die Jekyll rolls to do that. Let's see. Cure wounds. He rolls 1d8 plus 5. Alright. So he gives him 7 health back. Alright, Alright. There's a bright shine of light, and the man suddenly looks a little better. And he says, guys, there's no hostages. This was the only one. What are you doing?
I haven't tortured a motherfucker in so long.
And then the brother goes to kick him again. Kicks him in the side of the head this time. 4 damage.
Alright. Where's the hostages, bitch?
The man's face, his nose is now broke from that last kick. When the dude's foot kicked him, his nose went to the side and it stayed facing that way. And the guy, he sounds real like stuffy now. He says, there's no hostages!
Alright, well, we're done beating this dude.
Okay.
Alright, Jekyll.
Oromis.
Do you think he should live in prison? Or should he die now?
Oh man, that's a big choice to put on me. Last time we tried prisoners, it did not work out. And I also don't know if I feel right killing a subdued man. So this is quite the dilemma, and I think it should be up to you two. You or Uthor. Not this other guy, he obviously has biased feelings. And then the dude quickly kicks him again. For 3 damage.
That's gonna kill him.
Jekyll puts his hands up and he says, stop it, now! Oromis, Uthor, make your decisions. We have to decide now.
What do you think, Uthor? He's killed many people.
He shrugs. Well, I'll tell you one thing. He's not coming back in my town.
Alright. I firebolt him in the face.
Damn, hardcore. Alright, roll that bad boy. Actually, you don't really gotta roll. You're gonna hit him, so just roll your damage.
8.
8? Alright, The dude bursts into flames, screaming, and Jacklaw jumps back and he says, I have to step away. Just for you do what you have to do, but I'm stepping away. And he turns and starts walking towards a tree. And then the guy who's sitting there crying, he says, yeah, fuck you. And the fire burns out and the dude's all scorched. And he looks up and he starts trying to talk, but at this point he can hardly say much. And he says, fuck you.
I hope I get a good bit of experience for this. But yeah, I'll walk away from the dead body like the cool guys that don't look at explosions.
Oh, no. Well, he didn't die.
He's not dead yet?
He's just no.
Okay.
But he's pretty fucked up.
Okay, he's gotta die. So, I thought I killed him. Shit, fireball again.
Alright, roll the damage.
This man's going to die. Alright, where's my D10 at? Shit. Oh, that's my D20. Shit. Where's my D10? Okay. 1.
Alright. The dude lights on fire for a second and lets out a and the fire quickly goes out and blood, and this dude's skin's all melted and like gooey on his face now. His clothes are singed and you can tell they're melted to his skin as well. His face is almost not recognizable at all. Ironically, he looks very similar but darker to the guy that was in the basement.
There you go. Now you look like the guy in the basement.
Then the brother quickly kicks him one more time. And that does 4 damage. And the guy lets out a grunt. And you can still see he's got some life in him. He's trying to blink, but his eyes will hardly open and close at this point. And Uther says, do you want me to finish him off, Oromis?
No, I want the experience points. So I take my longsword out and I swing it down on his neck.
Roll me a 1d8.
I'm ruthless. 8.
Oh my god, alright. You could describe how you finish him off.
I bring down my longsword right onto his neck and I lop his head right off.
It goes rolling away, and the crying guy, he says, yes, justice. And Uther goes,
I bet Jack Lark. I did not earn brownie points with Jack Lark here. I'm sorry, Jack Lark, but it was for the experience points.
He waves his hand up. He's not looking directly at you, but he waves his hand up. I understand, Oromis. I'll be with you through thick and thin, but some things I don't have to take full part in.
I agree, but you could agree that he was a murderer, and he deserved a sick way to go out.
He turns around. Yes, I do agree in that. And then Uther turns and he says, alright, now that that's over, we all need to get back. We've got some serious things to attend to.
There might be a guy in his basement who's still alive.
The brother goes, alive? My brother's alive? Oh my god, let's go get him.
I mean, it's possible he's alive. But I guess we can go try to save him, if possible.
Uther looks up to you. So are you ready?
Let me run this dude's pockets first.
Okay, alright, that's exactly what I was asking. If you didn't do it, he was about to do it instead. That's the same way he got the rabbit foot. He waited, you didn't do it, so he took it.
Alright, so I run this dude's pockets.
Alright, so on this guy, you find 54 gold. It was only going to be 49 gold, but you gave him 5 gold when you falsely accused him earlier and broke his window.
So it's how much gold?
It's 54.
54 plus 15, that's 69.
And did you take away the 5 gold you gave him earlier? I mean, you got it back? But, okay.
I did.
And He also has a tiny little short dagger, but it's nothing you don't already have. And you can tell something, like he has these shoes that look pretty cool to you. You haven't seen anything like it before. Like they look pretty generic. They're just like brown, but just they have some sort of like aura to them almost.
How about a Debo his shoes?
Go Debo. Go Debo.
Alright, so I Debo his shoes.
Alright, you take dude's shoes. And you just know something's nice about them, but that's pretty much it.
I'll check on them later, but I guess we need to go save this dude.
Alright, so y'all posse up and make your way back to town, and as y'all get through, Leppy watches y'all come in, but he doesn't really say anything. He decides to just let y'all address or do what you're doing, and Uther turns to him and he says, "Come on, Leppy, everyone's involved in this meeting." And then y'all walk outside the carrot town, and he starts sending everybody to go collect everybody and bring them back to him. And then he turns to you and Jacklaw. He says, "You guys go check on that guy. I'll make this guy stay here with me just in case things are bad, and he doesn't have to see it. And when you guys are done, you come straight here."
Alright. So we go to Berlin's house, the orange.
Alright. As you go in, you see his crossbow is laying on the floor still, and the bookshelf is still open in the back.
Does his crossbow look better than mine?
It looks a little different for sure. I wouldn't say it looks better, but you can tell, like, this is a modified crossbow. The average crossbow could not shoot rocks, so something's different about this one for sure.
I'm scooping that up.
Alright, so you picked up the Rocket Launcher crossbow. Or I don't think it's launcher. I think it's just rocket crossbow. Let me double check that. Rocket crossbow. Yeah, that's what I named it. And I have certain rules for that, but I'll tell you about that later when you go to write your stuff down. Alright, so you picked up the crossbow. Jacklaw's following you in.
Alright, so I opened the trap door, the shelf, by moving the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I make my way downstairs, see if this dude's still alive.
Alright, and as you walk in, the smell once again hits you. It smells so bad, dude. And as you walk down and look at this guy, he is no longer making any movement, and you're pretty. He looks dead for sure.
Alright, so I go up to his body, I'm gonna poke him with my staff.
Alright, he does not move.
I poke him again.
Nothing still.
Alright, well, I guess he's dead.
Jacklaw shakes his head. What a monster this man was.
Can you do resurrection, bro?
I can cure wounds, but I don't think it works to that extent. I don't know. I'm a doctor, not a necromancer. Should we go break the news?
We could. Or we could just burn this house down.
Do you reckon an orange would burn?
It can all burn.
Well, if you'd like to burn it. He doesn't need it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of dead bodies down here. We don't want people to have to see all of this. No, let's not burn it down. They need it.
Alright, well, I guess we'd better go see what Uther's going on about.
Alright.
Alright. So, you guys make your way back to the center of town, and Uther's got everyone gathered up into a crowd, and he's standing in front. And he looks at you, and he does a thumbs up and then a thumbs down, and he's going back and forth asking, basically, alive or dead?
Oh, dead.
He shakes his head, and then he says, "Alright, let me do a quick head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And he gets quieter as he counts. And then he starts looking around. Has anyone seen Quinn? Where is Quinn? Everyone starts shaking their head. And you hear mumbling. No, I haven't seen him all day. No, I don't know. Maybe he's at church. I don't think the church is open today. And he says, Okay. Let's not worry about Quinn. But there seems to have been a lot of things going on astray in this town. And I've had it. This is my town. This is my village. My family grew this place from scratch. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let everyone slaughter each other around here. There will be no more of this foolishness. No more trifling. If you wish to stay in this village, everyone must now live in the Corn Inn under full supervision. There will be no more deaths by my name. And you hear a lot of mumbling start rising in the crowd. Oh my god, I don't know about that. Yeah. And then, do you have anything to say? Jekyll's like, oh snap.
That sounds like communism.
You threw that in there?
I said that from the crowd like anonymous.
Alright. And suddenly, Hook, the fisherman, he breaks through the crowd and he looks at Uther. You're out of your goddamn mind if you think I'm about to live in that fucking corn tower with all these assholes. Don't get me wrong. You guys might be alright, but there ain't no way I'm about to be fucking babysit. And then Uther says, well, if you can't comply to the rules, then you get out of here. You hear me? Hook says, I'll go pack my fucking things right now. Fuck you, Uther. I don't need your stupid ass town. And then Uther says, well, go on then. And Hook begins storming off. And then Uther turns. Anybody else, now's your time. You got a problem with the new rules? You get the fuck out. And everyone sits there real quietly.
Alright, so I'm gonna go up to Uthor and I'm gonna try to convince him that this is kind of fucking extreme. Uthor, this is pretty out of character and I don't think we need to resort to this. You're taking away your people's rights.
Is it taking away their right if it's keeping them alive? It seems like every fucking day now somebody's dying left and right. This is what has to be done until we can determine who's safe in this village. Or who's a risk. I would have never expected Berlin to be killing people. Or that we had hidden fucking rabbits. This town's turned into like something out of like a crazy theater performance. I've had it.
Well, who would want to live here if they can't live freely? I mean, something's always going to happen, regardless of where they're at.
It doesn't have to stay this way. I just need to have enough time to figure out who I really know. Like, I mean, for example, you guys have been a great help, don't get me wrong. But do I really know you guys? I'd say I know you okay. I would trust you. Probably more so than I would have trusted Berlin, but I mean, I would have never expected this situation. Let's just take some time to vet everybody, and then we can worry about going back to the normal.
I still don't agree with you, and I'm not going to stay in that corn tower like everyone else.
He shakes his head, and then he turns to the crowd and he says, everyone, go to the tower now. And the crowd hesitantly starts turning and going, minus the guy whose brother was just killed. He's standing there like, I don't know what this town is. I don't know. And Jekyll comes up and he says, Uther, you gave us a potato house. Perhaps Oromis and I, at least for tonight, could stay in that home. You know, we almost forgot we even had it. We've been staying at the Corn Inn anyway. You know we're here to help you. Just bear with us. Let me and Oromis have the night in our place, and, you know, we'll help keep things on lockdown. Uther shakes his head. Fine, whatever. I know I can trust you guys. You've done nothing but help me this whole time. So you guys can stay in your potato house, but the rules are pretty firm on everyone else. And I'm serious. Hook, he's gone. He got a problem with my rules, he's gone.
Alright, so I guess we'll go to the potato house.
Alright, you guys make your way to the potato house, just you and Jeklar. And y'all get in there, and Jeklar sits down at a table or a recliner or whatever. He sits down at a seat in the bottom stairs, and he brushes his hair back, and he says, Oromis, this has been one hell of a day.
It truly has. I'm honestly thinking about booking it from this town.
Jeklar shakes his head. Well, Jerry told me something that I think might interest you. He told me of some sort of creature in a forest. Perhaps maybe in the morning we could go talk to him and find out more about this. I feel like maybe this will get us out of the village for a while.
Maybe so. That's something we can do tomorrow.
Alright. Well, I believe I'm going to call it a night.
Same here. It's been a long day.
Alright, I'll see you in the morning, Oromis.
See you in the morning, Jeklar.
And scene.
Alright.
So let me go ahead and mark what you guys got. You got, I guess 54 gold is what I'm gonna put. Well, I'll just put 49 because your difference from what you had will be 49.
Alright.
And you got the rock-it crossbow. And if you want me to break down what that does for you, I can real quick.
Yeah, what does it do?
So it's a modified crossbow. This guy was obsessed with rocks, so he made it where you can fit rocks or other small, heavy items into this crossbow. And you can also use it for its bolts. So if you just use a random rock that you find on the ground, it does a 1d4 damage, okay? But if your character takes time and searches for rocks that fit perfectly in it, they do 1d6 damage, okay? And if you use your regular bolt, it does 1d8.
Okay. So I could, per se, in a tight situation, I could grab, a wine bottle and put it in the rocket launcher.
Well, I think a wine bottle would be a little too big. I'd say nothing probably bigger than, I think a bowling ball would be a little too big. So something a little smaller than that, perhaps.
Like a baseball.
Yeah, is a softball bigger than a baseball?
Yeah.
Okay, softball size tops, I guess.
Okay. It's like I could shoot an apple at somebody.
Yeah, you definitely could shoot an apple. That would do 1d4.
That would be awesome.
Alright, and you got 300 experience for killing him.
Damn.
Yeah, he's bad.
I had a 20 up here on my XP sheet.
I think we applied all our XP last time, right?
Okay, then so plus how much XP was that?
300.
Alright, we'll apply that at some point later on.
Alright. So before we wrap this thing up, I wanted to ask some questions like is there anything you want Oromis to be like getting soon, or any predictions? Do you have any opinions or thoughts about what happened throughout the session? Not a full breakdown, but just some things you've been thinking about, wonder what this could be or stuff. I'd love to hear your thoughts about anything.
What was the point of the red shit on the orange? It was blood, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was dried blood, basically. And, while you can't say for sure, it could have now that you know he's a murderer, it definitely could have been from a human, but it also could have just been from his regular hunting job. Hard to say.
This dude had like a... I like how you put a psychotic murderer into this shit. I never saw that coming with Berlin.
You know what this session is called? The Berlin Wall. Like, I really put way too much detail into this. Like, there's things you'll never find out more than likely. Like, for example, let's just say, like, the rabbit people, they had a whole, like, life story, basically. Maybe not a life story, but they had a lot more detail than you ever got to find out. And honestly, if I didn't choose to make Leppy say he saw something, I don't think you probably would have ever found out about this either.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. Every now and then I'm gonna need some DM guidance if you want me to follow your stories.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't want to completely dictate what you do. Like, I want you to have free will. But, you know, I understand if you don't know what you want to do, I can just continue on with what I'm going. But I like the freedom to be to you if you want. Like, I know at some point you want to see some dragons, and I've worked on some thoughts about how to go ahead and introduce stuff like that. But I also know you're like a level 2 or 3 character, and, you know, there's a good chance seeing a dragon is not very good for you right now. No.
Yeah, that might not be a good idea.
But, so, aside from a dragon, is there anything you're wanting your character to be able to do or to be able to see? Or, like, what kind of expectations do you have? Just so I can kind of have some ideas as I further expand upon things.
Well, I do eventually want to get out of this produce village.
Okay. Well, I'd say, I'm not going to say too much, but I imagine we're within 3 sessions of what I consider to be the end of this season. You know, give or take. This is the most we've probably ever done in one session, so. But we got everything that I planned done.
Hell yeah. I do want to go back and kill that fucking witch.
Oh, yeah. Well, in due time, my friend. I had it set up where if you killed Berlin without trying to find out the hunters, or the hostages, you could go out into the woods, and if you went alone, it would take you rolling a 20 to find them. But if you went with Jacklar, it would take a 19. And every person you brought with you to help search for the hostage, it would have been 1 less difficulty.
But I brought the fucking murderer to show me.
Yeah, I just honestly didn't expect you to actually try and contain him. Typically, I feel like you'd be going all in to kill.
I usually am, but he told me he was quite badass. I'm like, damn, this is gonna be he might nat 20 and kill my ass. I was already at half HP. I'm like, I'm gonna try to subdue him.
He definitely could have had a better fight, I think, if y'all weren't in close quarters. Oh wait, let me also make note that you took his shoes.
Yeah, take note of that because I didn't write it down.
Okay, so I have wrote that you got 49 gold, you got the rocket crossbow, you got 300 XP, and you got the plumber shoes. And I'm going to go ahead and write not applied, so that way I know I hadn't put this on our character sheets yet.
Alright.